one of the things to do with time is to try to break it down into different deliverables if you can, because this is what you'll do if you're doing something like a PhD thesis, for example. If you're doing your PhD, like it takes many, many years of research and different papers and different components to create your thesis. And similarly, some of your goals might look like that. They might be, really large goals, such as losing 30 kilos or something. And while you might have an end date on that, it's very easy to just have an end date and keep pushing things back. That's very easy to do. You see that all the time when people do college work, for example. They do it right before the deadline, which works fine for small tasks, but for large tasks, that simply won't work. So what you need to do is break it down into different deliverables. So for example, it might be that you want to gain 10 kilos of muscle in 3 years, let's say. But that's not the goal. That's not, you can't just leave it at that. You have to refine those into separate um, time points and thus deliverables. So it might be that I want to gain 3 kilos within the next 6 months prior to starting a cut for a couple of months, something like that. So you take whatever goal it is that you have, you break it down into smaller chunks so that when you're thinking ahead to the achievement of that goal, it doesn't seem too far away, because that's something that also reinforces your motivation. Is if it seems like it's so distant in the future, it mightn't actually keep you going in the moment. Whereas if it's something that's in a month's time or 2 months' time, that you know that you'll get that kind of sense of reward once you've achieved that goal, then that's going to be, much more enticing. And it's self-reinforcing then, because once you reach those small chunks, those small deliverables along the way, then you're experiencing that positive emotion, that reward throughout that period of time, rather than it all being kind of put to the back end. So that's something that I think is really important when it comes to time.